Yo everyone, welcome to your in-ring rundown. I am that NAK aka Double G, and with it only being 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, isn't it about time you motherfuckers got me something for my birthday? It was like 3 weeks ago. Jesus. This week on Strangers with Cena, Raw comes to us from Boston, Massachusetts, the city famous for the most dreadful, disgusting creation known to humankind. Baked beans. Seriously, they make me puke. So I hope you're ready for the most exciting segment in Raw history. I hope you're ready to realize that WWE jumped the gun with all its major promos and definitely ran out of ideas. I hope you're ready for a beat the clock challenge that determines literally nothing about the upcoming match at WrestleMania. The night begins without giving a damn about our reputation as Ronda Rudimentary Rousey heads out to the ring and somehow starts crying before the promo begins, carrying on with her usual stick about wrestling being fake, and then she gives us her best Damien Sandow impression by saying, "You're welcome." But don't you misinterpret Ronda now. That's all she has to say. Well, you know what, Ronda? I really like brats. Brats with cheddar and ketchup. And that's all I have to say. Yeah. No, wait. I gotta say I like brats with mustard, too. And that's all I have to say. No, you know what? I really like it with hot sauce, ketchup, and mustard. And that's all I have to say. The Riot Squad come out for what's basically a public execution when all of a sudden Dusty Rhodes appears after years of hiding. But Dusty, I thought you were dead. Where have you been? I know the American dream died the day that Trump became president, but we've all missed you so dearly. I thought for sure we would have seen you in AEW helping out your sons. WWE has made sure tonight that you get absolutely no enjoyment out of the events and invest nothing into it, as nothing is on the line in this match, as all three members of the Riot Squad decide to get wrecked one after another. Defeating Sarah Logan in 1 minute and 26 seconds, Ronda sets the standard for the night, to which Charlotte cannot match because Perfect Ruby was given at least a shred of dignity to hold on to. Becky steps into the ring versus Liv Morgan, and always she's pinned. Now, you may be wondering how that happened so quickly, and I did some research, and it turns out that Liv made the unfortunate mistake of trying a jump move when her stat was only 3 out of 10, which is not enough to perform a drop kick. I don't really know how Becky managed to pin her, but just by falling over, though.
This seems like a tall task for Finn Balor.
Does he have any chance, Corey? I mean, this is akin to what Kofi Kingston was up against last week on SmackDown Live when he had to try to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, sure, because, taking on 5 to 6 of WWE's top superstars in one match, one after another, is definitely the same as fighting Brock Lesnar's alter ego and the hype man who was responsible for losing the championship in the first place. Oh look, it's Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush versus Finn Balor. Are you ready for this exciting new content that we've never seen before? You better buckle up, because I'm pretty sure the human form of Bullet Bill is going to be bending over for a while now. But unfortunately for Leo, he's still suffering the wound status from Braun Strowman's attack last week and doesn't want to be on this road anymore. The road to WrestleMania, of course. And with the state of America's infrastructure, yeah, he's got a point. So instead, Bobby chooses the only partner on the roster that can add enough beef to make this a true double quarter pounder, Jinder Mahal. Hard Body Mahal. The man who hasn't won clean in about 8 months joins the other 12 people walking down the ring to challenge Finn Balor, 90% of which who are probably small enough to have a decent match with Finn on their own. So how on earth is Finn going to defeat 5 Men at Once? Finn flies high and defeats 5 Men at Once, including the Beastmaster Jinder. So clearly this is what WWE meant by giving the audience power now, by giving us 4 matches that had lasted about a total of 8 minutes within the first 30 minutes. So, progress? WWE decides to give me a guaranteed wet dream tonight with a match between Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle for the first time on Monday Night Raw. And then we're treated to Elias, who isn't in the ring like usual, who is outside in Times Square with his trusty guitar. A massive crowd of thousands surround him when all of a sudden the lead singer from Nickelback appears to try to join him in a diddly. But Elias quickly dispatches of him because he doesn't play small time like that. So just like WWE promised, here's some fresh, exciting new content with the Revival in a non-title match versus Aleister Black and Rico. I meant Ricochet. The commentators spent much of the match trying to hype up the bond between the Revival, that Aleister Black and Ricochet are good in-ring competitors but don't have the same in-ring flow as them. Cole's in strong favor of Aleister Black and Ricochet, Corey's in strong favor of the Revival. But for Renee, no one really compares to Jesse and Heisenberg.
I want to talk about some chemistry.
Ricochet hits a moonsault on literally no one, so the Revival take advantage with a sweet double-team high-angle suplex. But since this is a Raw and not a pay-per-view, the Revival are not contractually obligated to win and are forced to give up to the Sonic Spin Dash once again. Ricochet hits this move so beautifully that Renee... Yeah, I'll just let you be the judge.
Has him where he wants him. The 630 connecting.
Oh, she is so my favorite commentator. Drew Monster Tires is out to the ring demanding that we all watch his Naruto collab video, featuring audio hits such as Linkin Park's In the End and Evanescence Bring Me to Life. But unfortunately for him, the town of Boston only has one band in its heart, and that's Boston. The band, not the town. It's a good band. And because we definitely haven't got enough of this crap, we're treated to more fourth wall, are you a character, I'm not a character, everywhere a character. The commentators hype up the beginning of the promo that saying Drew is a Scottish psychopath, that he'll do anything vile to get what he wants. Yet somehow are shocked and impressed that he used PG-13 terms to make fun of Roman and his family. The big dog comes out to try to bite the Scottish man on the ankle, but he gets hit with a Scottish low blow, which is 1.5 times angrier than a regular low blow, who was put down for the Claymore kick right after. Dean, unaffected by internet rumors, Ambrose confronts Drew backstage because going to the ring in the first place made sense at all, deciding that he's gonna put Drew in his place by challenging him to a last man standing match at the end of the night. Sasha and Natty have a nice little match where the Queen of Hearts gets Sasha into a bow and arrow submission, which should literally just end the match because no one's ever gonna fucking escape from that on their own. But that's not gonna happen though, because this women's match has lasted almost 3 minutes, so we better cut to a commercial break. We return from the commercial break where Natty somehow survives the bank statement for about an hour straight and magically reverses it into a sharpshooter. This doesn't matter though, as monsters from the shadow of the Colossus appear and attack both Natty and Sasha, throwing out this match completely. This pisses off Beth Phoenix so greatly that she activates her spirit wave, overpowering both Tamina and Nia and dispensing them from the ring, proving once and for all that she truly is the Genkai of the women's division. The Hart Foundation joined the WWE Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool, but weren't they already in it? I could have swore they were already in it. Yeah. They were definitely already in. Kurt Angle is backstage being interviewed by a pair of giant chesticles, talking about his upcoming colonoscopy on April 7th, also known as his match with Baron Corbin at WrestleMania. When out of nowhere, though, his opponent appears with a long series of drawn-out statements describing how he will disgrace himself at WrestleMania. How will Kurt Angle retort?
Screw you.
Riveting. Alexa Bliss comes out to the ring to, as any sane person would put it, get this shit over with, when Corey Graves suddenly remembers that the Joker from Persona is coming out to Smash Bros. Ultimate in a few weeks.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
Relax.
Braun Strowman is here, possibly more jacked than ever, here to have their interview with the lovely bunch of idiots from SNL, who do their best impression of Uncle Jack.
As a lifelong WWE fan and a fan of yours, I love your hands.
Colin Joe slips up and reveals what Vince McMahon said about any superstar that he thinks is smaller than Randy Orton.
You're probably, what, 5'11", 180 pounds?
Both of the SNL members managed to get coaxed into the Andre Battle Royal, which makes Braun so happy that he channels his inner Shang Tsung, promising to remove both their souls, leaving them wandering the streets of Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, that's fucking awesome, Braun, but it's a little harsh, isn't it? Elias is back in New York City, getting owned by literal skank change, right before Baron Corbin comes out to the ring with the absolute greatest introduction I've ever heard in my entire life. Boston's Child. But don't get too excited though, he's here to take on Apollo Crews. Now normally 50-50 booking would ensue here, but the computers at WWE cannot handle a match listing entered more than 32,767 times, so Baron Corbin wins by default. Seth Rollins comes out to the ring and Michael Cole may or may not have a massive erection.
Burning it down with Seth Rollins.
Seth grabs the mic and claims that the Universal Championship is what decides the future of the WWE, which makes sense because it's felt like it's been in a void for about 5 years now, which is coincidentally about the same amount of time that Brock Lesnar's been holding it. The Walrus one comes out to taunt Sethy Poo, claiming that even with the thoughts and prayers of millions of WWE fans that he has no chance against the Beast. But paying attention to any of that really doesn't matter too much when this kid manages to successfully imitate every Stephanie McMahon promo over the past 10 years. Seth does not take to these tauntings lightly though, chasing Paulie down at the top of the ramp, which causes him to go into instant armadillo mode. And while I know they meant for the scene to be impactful, Heyman holds his dramatic romantic pose for so long and so powerfully that it makes this scene way more sexual than it was meant to be.
Because we are going to WrestleMania. We are gonna beat Brock Lesnar.
He seriously held that sexy pose for like 30 seconds straight. Angle's farewell tour is nearing one of its final stops as he takes on the joeyest of Samoans. Now these two have a long storied past that doesn't involve any matches in WWE, so basically it doesn't exist. Well, Renee makes sure to drive home the point that submission victories won't matter in this match, even though both men use submissions as their finishers. It's a nice little match where Joe manages to kick out of the Angle Angle slam, right before Kurt goes for an ankle lock at about 0.75% speed.
These two so familiar with one another. another missile drop kick.
I love you, Kurt, but I'm sorry. No. Samoa Joe goes for a standing chokehold with about as much grip as a piece of tape as Kurt Angle manages to roll over and pin him, putting his shoulders to the mat. Sorry, Joe. Angle's using rollout, and that was turn 4. Next up, Triple H makes his way to the ring, unable to believe that the crowd would wait for an entire commercial break while his music just sits there and plays, instead of just asking why we set it up for a commercial break at this time to begin with in the first place. And then we're treated to an impromptu matchup.
I'm doing the job for the envelope. Here it is.
Yes, here it comes. Next year's WrestleMania. Envelope versus Brock Lesnar. Will he be able to overcome the Beast with his signature move, the stamp of approval? The game reads a note that he claims was sent by Batista's lawyers, saying that he must put his career on the line at WrestleMania. But after Batista's promo 2 weeks ago, I legitimately believe that that piece of paper just said, give me what I want what I want, give me it, give me what I want, before just finishing the rest of the Spice Girl lyrics. In a shock move, Triple H puts his career on the line, making sure that Dave keeps his dinner reservations this time. Elias is seen back in New York City, having made nearly $3,000 from his endeavors tonight, when a strange Eminem-looking figure manages to run off with Elias' guitar case, leaving him in a state of confusion and disillusionment. This only lasts a brief moment, though, as the guitar god will make far more at WrestleMania. Or he'll just get hit in the back with a guitar by Jeff Jarrett again. Either or. The main event of the evening is Dean versus Drew in a last man standing match. It's over. Well, that's it for this week's rundown. I want to thank you all for watching. Tune in next week where I attempt to race my GPS on my trip downstate to see Elias in New York City. I bet I can beat the clock. And of course, a shout out to all my patrons. We're in WrestleMania season, and your blessings provide the flowers on the road to that destination. Or, thanks. This has been the Man from Earth. Be the character you know you're worth. See ya. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready to realize that WWE jumped the gun with all the good promos and all the good segments. Damn it. But unfortunately for him, my voice. Ricochet hits a moonsault. Alexa Bliss comes out to the ring. Jesus. It's a nice little... And now, he tries to ease the mood with a reference to the Spice Girls, but after Batista's promo about 2 weeks ago, I legitimately... and just let it be known that WWE is... I can't talk!